your favorite fruit might be doing more damage to your body than you ever imagined. And the scary part is you might be eating it every single week without knowing the risk. If you're over 50 and living with diabetes, this could be the silent trigger that keeps your blood sugar high, sabotages your health, and pushes you closer to dangerous complications. We've been told for years that fruit is always healthy, but for someone managing diabetes, certain fruits can raise blood sugar levels quickly if consumed excessively or without control, overload your pancreas, and set off a chain reaction that damages your heart, kidneys, and eyes. According to the American Diabetes Association, uncontrolled blood sugar can raise your risk of heart disease by up to 200%, and the wrong fruit choices make it worse. Today, I'm revealing the 6 most dangerous fruits every diabetic over 50 must avoid. I'll explain why even one serving can wreak havoc on your health. A proper diet can support long-term health and help maintain stable energy levels. Stay with me until the end because I'll also share smarter fruit swaps that satisfy your cravings without the sugar spikes. Always talk to your doctor before making any changes. This video is for informational purposes only. 1. Ackee. The ackee, a national fruit of Jamaica, resembles a small red or yellow pear and is a star ingredient in the famous traditional dish ackee and saltfish. Its vibrant ripe appearance makes it look like a harmless tropical fruit, perhaps even reminding you of rustic island dishes. But herein lies the danger. If ackee is not consumed correctly, this fruit harbors a hidden danger, hypoglycemia, a compound known for its impact on blood sugar. This compound directly interferes with the liver's ability to produce glucose and can trigger sudden and severe drops in glucose levels without early warning signs, potentially leading to coma, seizures, or in severe cases, death, especially in older adults with diabetes whose glucose regulation is already compromised. According to a 2023 study in Foodborne Pathogens and Disease, ackee poisoning, known as Jamaican vomiting sickness, has caused over 500 deaths in the past 50 years, primarily among those unaware of how to safely consume it. For people over 50 with diabetes, this is particularly dangerous because their bodies often don't clearly signal low blood sugar symptoms. They might mistake it for mild dizziness, age-related fatigue, or lack of sleep when, in reality, their blood glucose is plummeting to life-threatening levels. Compounding the issue, ackee is sold in various forms, frozen, canned, or dried, and not all products are properly processed to remove toxins. That's why I want to share a critical tip that surprisingly few people know or apply correctly. When ackee is ripe, its pod naturally splits open. This is a biological signal that it's safe to eat. If the fruit is still closed, even if it's a vibrant red or yellow, it's unripe and contains dangerous levels of hypoglycemia. Forcing the pod to open is dangerous. Always wait for it to split naturally. Even with imported Caribbean dishes, double-check that the ackee has been properly processed. Older adults, especially those with diabetes, have less efficient liver and kidney function, reducing their ability to clear toxins. A single misstep could lead to hospitalization or worse. This tip isn't just about avoiding poisoning. It empowers you to confidently choose safe foods when dining out or buying imported products. For those aiming to support natural diabetes management over 50, maintaining stable blood sugar through careful meal choices is non-negotiable. By remembering and applying this simple tip, you're taking a solid step toward keeping your body safe and healthy naturally, without relying on medications. This information might surprise or even worry you, especially if you've eaten ackee before without paying attention. But knowledge is power. You can prevent issues now. 2. Wild peach pits. Many older Americans make jams or teas from peaches without paying attention to the pits inside. Few realize that wild peach pits can pose a serious health risk, especially for those with diabetes. The pits of peaches, particularly wild ones grown in forests or mountains, contain a compound called amygdalin. When the pit is chewed or crushed, amygdalin converts into cyanide, a highly toxic substance that can be fatal within minutes. Just 0.5 milligrams of cyanide per kilogram of body weight is enough to cause suffocation, loss of consciousness, and, if untreated, death. For a 70-kilogram person, about 35 milligrams of cyanide, or roughly 3 to 5 wild peach pits, can be life-threatening. Even more concerning, people over 50 with diabetes have less efficient liver and kidney function, meaning toxins like cyanide linger longer in their bodies and cause greater harm. Cyanide prevents the body from using oxygen, damaging the heart and brain, 2 critical organs for older adults with diabetes. This not only causes uncontrolled blood sugar fluctuations but also increases the risk of deep coma and nerve damage. You might think, I'm just cooking the fruit, the pits are cooked too. That's a dangerous misconception. According to a 2022 CDC report, over 14 cases of cyanide poisoning from wild peach pits were recorded in the western US, many involving older adults processing peaches at home. Never use peach pits in any food or drink. The tip is simple. After removing the fruit's flesh, discard the pit immediately. Don't crush, dry, or cook it. When making jam, use only the soft fruit flesh, avoiding any contact with the pit. This small step can protect you from a massive hidden risk that few warn about. The reason this tip works is that cyanide is only released when the pit structure is broken. If you don't chew, crush, or cook the pit, you won't accidentally become a victim. The benefits are clear. You avoid a deadly toxin, better control your blood sugar, and, most importantly, keep yourself safe on your journey to support natural diabetes management over 50. I'm sharing this not to scare you, but to raise awareness. I once met a 65-year-old woman who was hospitalized for cyanide poisoning after using crushed peach pits to make tea. She had no idea that something so seemingly natural could nearly cost her life. 3. Raw cashew nuts. Many people believe that eating fresh, just-picked cashews retains all their nutrients and is healthier. But if you're over 50 and living with diabetes, I have to be honest, this is a dangerous misconception. Raw cashews, those not heat processed, are not safe for your body. The reason lies in the shell surrounding the nut, which contains a chemical called urushiol, the same compound found in poison ivy. Skin contact with urushiol can cause itching, redness, and blistering. But if ingested, it can severely irritate the gut lining, leading to vomiting, diarrhea, or in worst cases, acute liver inflammation. In a recent talk show, Dr. Neil Barnard highlighted that consuming improperly processed raw cashews can lead to severe liver inflammation, especially in people with reduced liver function, like most adults over 50 with type 2 diabetes. Your body's detoxification ability isn't what it used to be. Your liver is already busy regulating glucose, processing medications, and handling silent inflammation daily. Don't let a seemingly small choice become the tipping point for your health. However, properly roasted cashews with the toxic shell fully removed are a fantastic source of nutrition. A 28-gram serving of unsalted roasted cashews provides about 82 milligrams of magnesium, 20% of an adult's daily needs. Magnesium improves insulin sensitivity, helping your body absorb glucose more effectively and stabilize blood sugar. Plus, it offers 5 grams of protein and about 13 grams of monounsaturated fats, beneficial for heart health, which is crucial for people over 50 with diabetes, as the risk of stroke and coronary artery disease rises with age. Here's a tip I want you to remember as clearly as your own name. Only buy roasted cashews from certified, reputable brands that are fully shelled. Avoid loose cashews sold at markets, hand-packaged, or labeled as natural. These may not have been heated enough to destroy urushiol. Don't be fooled by their appealing look. Store cashews in an airtight glass container in a cool, dry place away from sunlight to prevent mold growth, something you definitely don't want in your body, especially with a weaker immune system. Eat only 20 to 30 grams per serving to avoid excess calories. While cashews are beneficial, overeating can raise post-meal blood sugar, which we want to avoid when aiming to support natural diabetes management over 50. It's not about eating lots of good food, but eating the right type, amount, and way. 4. African wild banana, machine. The African wild banana, also called machine, looks like a regular banana but is very different inside. It is seedy, fibrous, bitter, and more dangerous than you might think. For people over 50 with diabetes, this fruit can cause serious issues if not understood properly. Some machine varieties contain natural alkaloids, compounds that can suppress nerve function. People with diabetes are already prone to nerve damage from prolonged high blood sugar, which affects peripheral nerves. Eating raw machine can lead to the absorption of alkaloids like solanine or saponin, causing dizziness, nausea, hand tremors, and even irregular heartbeats. A study from Makerere University in Uganda found that 23% of farmers who ate raw wild bananas experienced clear neurological symptoms. For older adults with diabetes, the danger is amplified due to already weakened nervous and cardiovascular systems. But there's a smart, safe alternative: avocados. Avocados are not only an ideal substitute for bananas, but they also help manage diabetes naturally after 50. A medium avocado, about 150 grams, contains 15 grams of monounsaturated fats, which play a key role in boosting insulin sensitivity, reducing the insulin needed after meals, and preventing sudden blood sugar spikes. It also provides about 10 grams of fiber, nearly 40% of the daily recommended intake for older adults. This fiber slows glucose absorption in the small intestine, helping maintain stable blood sugar post-meal. Best of all, avocados have no natural sugars and a glycemic index, GI, of 0, perfect for people with diabetes. To replace bananas, try this simple approach. In the morning or mid-afternoon, take half a ripe avocado, add a splash of lemon juice for flavor, and sprinkle with a bit of flaxseed for added omega-3s. This mix provides healthy fats, helps keep you full, and better manages sweet cravings. For a smoothie, blend avocado with spinach and unsweetened almond milk. Each glass contains under 10 grams of digestible carbs but is rich in vitamin E, lutein, and antioxidants, nutrients that protect nerves and eyes, two organs heavily impacted by diabetes. The beauty of avocados is their gentleness and long-term benefits like lowering LDL, bad, cholesterol, raising HDL, good, cholesterol, and reducing bodily inflammation. If you're aiming to support natural diabetes management over 50, swapping bananas for avocados is one of the easiest, safest, and most effective changes you can make today. 5. Manchineel. People with diabetes have more sensitive skin and nervous systems than others, making the manchineel fruit, despite looking like an ordinary wild apple, extremely dangerous. According to the study Poisonous Plants of the Caribbean by C.H.S. Pennington, the manchineel is one of the 5 most toxic plants on Earth. Every part of the tree, stem, leaves, and fruit, exudes a white sap containing potent toxins. For those with thin skin or diabetes, contact with this sap can cause burning, blistering, and severe dermatitis. If it touches the eyes, it can lead to blindness. Ingesting it may result in throat burns, diarrhea, throat swelling, or even respiratory failure. This is a serious threat for people over 50 with diabetes-related nerve or heart complications. The danger is heightened because many tourists are unaware of this plant. Manchineel fruits, with their glossy green exterior and small apple-like shape, grow widely in the Caribbean and Central America. Some locals exploit this by selling them as natural wild apples to appeal to the demand for clean, local foods, a dangerous tactic. Many older American tourists have unknowingly purchased in-labeled fruits during trips, not realizing that a single bite can trigger a severe toxic reaction. My advice: never buy or eat unfamiliar fruits while traveling if their origin is unclear, especially those sold without labels or information. Stick to reputable stores or follow local expert guidance. Don't let curiosity put your health at risk. For those aiming to support natural diabetes management over 50, avoiding toxic foods, even once, protects your nerves, heart, and skin, the most vulnerable areas for people with diabetes. No one wants a vacation to turn into an emergency room visit. I stress this because I've seen diabetic patients suffer severe complications from a single bite of what they thought was a clean and natural fruit. You don't need to memorize scientific names. Just be cautious with unfamiliar tropical fruits. 6. American wild cherry pits. Wild cherries have long been part of Native American culinary traditions, used in jams, infused liquors, or dried as winter snacks. But behind their appealing, familiar look lies a significant danger, especially for those over 50 living with diabetes. The tiny seeds inside wild cherry pits contain cyanogenic glycosides, which release cyanide, a toxin that prevents cells from using oxygen when chewed or crushed. This severely impacts the heart, brain, and retina, organs already vulnerable in people with diabetes. According to a 2022 USDA report, just 5 or 10 crushed wild cherry pits can cause cyanide poisoning in adults, leading to respiratory failure, severe headaches, or even death if not treated promptly. For people over 50 with diabetes, the effects can hit faster due to reduced toxin metabolism as we age. In contrast, the flesh of wild cherries is highly nutritious. A 100-gram serving of fresh cherry flesh provides about 70 milligrams of anthocyanins, powerful flavonoid antioxidants, meeting roughly 25% of an adult's daily needs. Studies show anthocyanins improve blood circulation, reduce retinal capillary inflammation, and protect nerve tissues from high blood sugar damage. For people with diabetes, especially after 50, the right dose of anthocyanins can slow the progression of retinopathy, reduce blindness risk, and improve vision. So, to my dear friends striving to support natural diabetes management over 50, here's a simple yet critical tip. Never eat more than 10 wild cherries at a time, and always ensure the pits are completely removed before eating or processing. This is especially important for smoothies or juices. Never blend whole cherries. Even one stray pit can be crushed and release cyanide. Removing pits takes less than 5 minutes but protects your heart, eyes, and nerves, vital organs for diabetes management. For smoothies, choose pre-pitted frozen cherries from trusted brands. If using fresh cherries, wash them, cut them in half, and remove the pits with a spoon or specialized tool. Then blend with unsweetened almond milk and spinach for a smoothie rich in anthocyanins and fiber. Each glass can deliver about 100 milligrams of anthocyanins, boosting eye cell protection, lowering bad cholesterol, and stabilizing blood sugar without raising glucose levels. Today's video gave you critical knowledge about 6 seemingly harmless fruits that pose major risks for people over 50 with diabetes. This information not only helps you avoid dangerous complications but also empowers you to choose safe foods, supporting natural diabetes management over 50 without relying solely on medications. Remember, according to the CDC, over 73,000 older adults with diabetes are hospitalized annually due to food poisoning or dietary mistakes. If you don't make changes, you could be next to face serious consequences from an uninformed choice. Act today to safeguard tomorrow.